Hello students, welcome to Vista's Learning. Vista's Learning is an online education platform where we provide quality education for all. We provide you with live scheduled classes. To make sure that you do not miss any of the classes, do subscribe to our channel. Also, if you enjoy the videos or any of the sessions, do like, share and share it with your friends, family and your relatives, because there is always someone out there who is in need of quality education. I am Harshitha. So I did not tell you which subject I will be taking, right? So this is going to be my first video for this subject, for this class as well. So I will show you an image. So we will see which subject is it going to be, and do comment in the videos. So guess the subject and do comment in the video. So when you see this image, what comes to your mind? You definitely might have guessed by now, right? You have beakers, you have electron, you have molecules out there, right? So the subject that I will be taking is chemistry for class 12. So now chemistry, okay, first of all, when we are telling chemistry, every one of y'all are always scared, and on that it's a board exam. So 12th after your 10th is a board exam that you're going to be facing. So you must be very much in a pressure from your peers, family, friends. There's so much competition out there, but definitely you have to remember one thing. So this pressure is going to demotivate you a lot. So you don't have to get a lot of pressure. You just have to relax and watch our videos, because here we are going to provide you a conceptual learning. So where you can understand each and every concept very easily, because if you understand the concept is there with you lifelong. What do students usually do when it comes to chemistry, where we have a lot of molecules to read, right? So they try to memorize all the reactions, all the molecules. They don't understand the concept. This is never going to help you. Okay, you're going to complete your 12th. You're going to score pretty much good marks if your memory is like really great. And then you're going to get into your competitive exams also. There also you're going to by heart and try to score a decent amount of marks. But after that, if you have to pursue anything in chemistry, you will definitely require all the concepts and topics that you have studied back here in 12th. So always remember that you never should by heart any of the topics. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you now is what exactly are the branches of chemistry that we are actually studying in this class 12. Okay, so if you know what we are actually studying in class 12, when you are aware of what we are exactly studying, you will be prepared for it. This is just an overview of exactly what we are studying. So as the name suggests, here the name of this particular video is Learn to Bond with the Chemistry, right? So here we are going to help you bond with chemistry. Usually the bond with chemistry is very bad, right? You are like, okay fine, I hate chemistry, I don't like it because there's a lot of reactions. But don't worry students, we are definitely going to help you improve your bond with chemistry. So here I will just give you which are the branches we are actually studying in this particular year. The first would be physical chemistry. So in physical chemistry, we actually have around 25 to 28 marks that's going to be appearing for your board exams. Here usually the numericals will be there, and all the numericals that will be appearing for your class 12 will be from your physical chemistry. The next one is inorganic chemistry. So inorganic chemistry, there are very few chapters actually. So inorganic chemistry also has a lot of preference in your board exams. Around 19 to 20 marks is going to come in your boards. Along with that, we have our organic chemistry. So organic chemistry, when we tell organic chemistry, you all are very scared, right? But you don't have to worry, we will learn this together. Around 25 to 28 marks will be there for your boards for organic chemistry as well. So these are the three branches that you are going to be studying in your class 12. So now we are just going to see what are these chapters that are there. We will just see an overview, okay? Okay, so here I am just going to show you a few images, okay? So images of each and every chapter. You just have to guess which chapter is it exactly, and do comment in the video. So I can connect with you, and even I can understand that you are actually understanding what I am telling you, okay? So here, this is one particular chapter where you have studied throughout your schooling, right? We have studied states of matter from our schooling from very young age. So which are the three states of matter? Solid, liquid, gas. This is the basic that we started off learning science with. So here you can see the particles are arranged very compact, in a very compact manner. So where is this arrangement found? It's a solid state. So the first chapter is solid state. We'll just see what we are exactly learning in solid state. We'll be learning about the classification of the solids into amorphous, crystalline, and further classification of amorphous and crystalline solids as well. We learn it here. Unit cell. What exactly is a unit cell? What is crystal lattice? We learn about that as well. Along with that, calculation of the density of the unit cell. So when we understand what unit cell is, we try to calculate the density of the unit cell. Number of atoms per unit cell. Here, this one and this. So especially this is a very important concept, and from here a lot of problems are going to appear. Okay, so in your boards as well, they're going to ask a lot of problems from this part. Packing in solids. So closed packed structures, we are going to study that one in packing of solids. So usually packing of solids, we think it is very perfect, right? But it is not. There are a lot of voids which are there in between. So we are going to study about voids as well. Now this image, when you see, what do you observe in this image? Here there is a beaker, there is a liquid in it, right? So you can see there are green molecules here, which is a solute, and this liquid is called as a solvent. So when a solute and a solvent is mixed together, what do we get? We get solution. So about solution also, this is like the basic which we learn and which we see in our day-to-day lives also. You mix sugar and water, it's a solution. So there are various kinds of solutions, right? So what are we studying in this topic? As I told, the topic name is solutions. The types of solutions, what are the different types with solid solutions, with gas and with liquids. Then expressing the concentration of the solution. So this also, here in your physical chemistry, this is a very important topic, because this is also the basic where we learn about molality, molarity, mole fraction, mass percentage. So all these terms are very important for you, not only for your boards as well as for your competitive exams also. Along with that, we learn about solubility. How exactly is the solubility of solid in liquid, gas in liquid? We will study about that in this topic. Vapor pressure. So this, when we come to solutions, vapor pressure is one of those concepts where students find it difficult actually to understand. But you don't have to worry, we will learn it. Vapor pressure, when we are telling about vapor pressure, the automatic topic that's going to come after that is colligative properties. So there are 4 different kinds of colligative properties, right? So we are going to study about those as well. Then determination of molecular masses using colligative properties. There will be various questions that are really coming from this part as well. So these are the few topics that we are going to be studying in solutions. Now this also we have studied in our younger classes, right? So what exactly do you understand from this particular image? So what do you understand from this? This is a which cell? Galvanic cell. Which is the topic that we are going to study here? Electrochemistry. Okay, so in electrochemistry, what are we exactly studying? Electrochemical cells, the various kinds of electrochemical cells, galvanic cell, EMF of the cell. This is also an important topic where you will be getting a lot of questions. Okay, Nernst equation and its application, specific and molar conductivity, electrolysis. So specific and molar conductivity, this also you are going to apply it throughout. Okay, whenever you are studying, even in physics, whenever you are studying any of those, you will be applying it throughout your higher studies. So these concepts, if you are clear now, you can ease it within your higher study classes. So just don't pressurize with seeing all of these topics, okay? We will understand it slowly, and this is definitely going to be an interactive session, right? So you can leave your comments and you can ask any doubts you get in between so that I can help you solve it, okay? The next one. So when you see this graph, right, there's a time and amount of the chemical. There is a concentration and time graph. So when you see this, you can see there is a curve over here with the formation of chemical product, and there is a curve over here where the consumption of the reactant, that is the reactant chemical. So where exactly do we study this about the curves? In our chemical kinetics. So chemical kinetics, what are the topics that we are going to study? Shall we see that? Factors affecting the rate of the equation. So this chemical kinetics exactly gives the rate of the equation. So what exactly are the factors that affect the rate of the equation? We are going to study about those, like concentration, time, order and molecularity of the reaction. So whatever reaction that's happening, what is the order of that reaction? What is the molecularity of that reaction? We are going to be studying about that. Rate law and specific rate constant. Integrated rate equations and half-life period. This is also one such topic where various theory based as well as problems will come. So it's a very simple theory, but they're going to just twist the question and ask for you so that you get confused. But if you understand the concepts clearly, you can definitely write those answers. This particular image, when you see, you can see there are a lot of molecules here, right? So there is molecules which are coming and getting inserted in this surface, and the molecule is going out of this surface, right? Adsorption and desorption. So where exactly do you study about adsorption and desorption? Our surface chemistry. So in surface chemistry, it's purely theory based, right? So you're going to just study the different concepts, that's all. There's no much problems that's going to be appearing from here, but definitely theory questions will be asked. So what are those topics? We'll see that. Adsorption, as I told you. Catalysis, so how a catalyst acts on the reaction. Colloids and their classification, various kinds of classification. Emulsions, so these are the particular topics that you're going to be studying in surface chemistry. Now this, so this is one such concept where same as surface chemistry, there are a lot of theory present in this particular concept. So here you can see there is, what is happening over here? Concentration, extraction of ore is happening, right? So where exactly do we study about extraction of ore? Metallurgy is that chapter's name. So what we study in this particular chapter? Occurrence and concentration of the ore. Where exactly is the ore present, metal present? How can we concentrate it? How can we take away the impurities that are present along with the metal? Can we obtain the pure metal? All of these theories we are going to be studying over here. How exactly the extraction process takes place, we will about on particular metals. All of those also we will study in this particular topic. Extraction of crude metals, as I told you. Refining. So after the extraction is done, how exactly is the refining process going to be taking place? Thermodynamic and electrochemical principles of metallurgy. So this particular one is the basic theory of how exactly the extraction, refining and concentration of the ores is going to be taking place. Your next chapter is going to be, now till here whatever you studied is the end of physical chemistry. All of these were physical chemistry concepts. Now what you are going to be studying is your inorganic chemistry. So when you see this, there is a part of periodic table appeared on your screen, right? So which topic would this be? We have boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So we are going to be studying about this and these four. So which chapter is this exactly? Are P block elements. So what will we be studying in P block elements? Group 15 elements, your nitrogen, phosphorus family. So this is actually nitrogen family, right? We will be studying about the nitrogen family where the nitrogen and phosphorus especially. So we will be studying in about nitrogen, the oxacids of the phosphorus, the oxides of nitrogen, dinitrogen, how do we prepare dinitrogen? All of those we will study in group 15 elements. The next is group 16 elements, oxygen, sulfur, all of these comes under group 16. We basically will be studying about oxygen and sulfur, the oxides, the sulfur, about sulfur, where exactly sulfur is present, how can we prepare it, all of those, the chemical and physical properties and what are the various trends, that also we will be studying. Along with nitrogen and oxygen, and we have fluorine. Fluorine is your halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. We study about halogens also. Here also we will basically be studying about chlorine. Okay. Along with that, the last group 18 Last one, group 18 elements. Okay, these are also called as rare elements, rare gases, all of those, right? So about neon, argon, about all of those we will be studying in P block elements. Okay, so what are the various trends that they follow? What are the physical properties? All of these we will study in this P block elements. In P block elements also, usually when it comes to inorganic chemistry, there's a lot of trends, right? We cannot like remember about one element only. So only this periodic table is prepared, and so only the arrangement of elements are taking place. But you have to one thing like remember, in these you always have to see for exceptional cases. So in this also, with 15 elements, what is an exception over there? Any property, when we are giving any property, what exactly is the exception? Which element is the exceptional over there? So that is one thing that you are very much concentrated, and they ask also in your boards, especially in your competitive exams. One thing that you have to very much remember. The same case with this also in inorganic chemistry. After P block, what comes? When you see this, your transition elements. Which are your transition elements? D block elements, right? Along with that, F block elements, lanthanides and actinoids. So now in this particular chapter, we will be studying about position and electronic configuration of the transition elements. So where exactly is it placed? What exactly is the electronic configuration of each and every element? We will study about that also. General properties of transition elements. As I told you, they are varying properties, right? So you have to always look for exceptions. So exceptions are the ones which are always concentrated in your board exams. Next, about lanthanides and actinoids. So how exactly the lanthanides and actinoids play? Same thing, the position, the electronic configuration, lanthanide contraction. This is one topic which is all the time asked in your board, which is like very much, you know, the board exams, whichever papers we are being studying, the previous year question papers also, when you are looking through, you will always find this lanthanide contraction question. It will always be there. So it's a very important topic. Now the next chapter. So here you can see there is arrangement of molecules, right? Octahedral, tetrahedral, square planar. You can see all of these arrangements. So where exactly do you find this arrangement of molecules? Coordination compounds. This is also your inorganic chemistry topic. So in coordination compounds are very important. Usually, there are compounds which are having color. So why exactly the color is there in these compounds? That is because of this coordination compounds. Okay, we will study about those in this coordination compounds. What gives the color for the compound? All of those we will study here. Werner's theory is there. Coordination number. Coordination number is also an important topic where questions will be asked. Nomenclature. So this constant, whatever compounds we are studying, the nomenclature of these compounds, these structures, whatever is there, that's going to be coming. You have 5 mark questions, right? So your 2 markers will be always the small questions, and then the 3 markers will be usually problems or sometimes even theory. So this 2 marker question, there they will give you the structure and they will ask you to do the naming of the structure. Nomenclature will be very much important in those places. Bonding. So what exactly is the bonding between the molecules here? About all of those we will study in coordination compounds. Now is the end of inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. So in organic chemistry there will be very few chapters that we'll be studying. First, as soon as you see this image, it's already there. Which chapter is it? It's already there in this image. Monohaloalkane, dihaloarene, trihaloalkane. So haloalkanes and haloarenes. That's your chapter. Now in this chapter we will be studying about the classification. That is the basic in all the organic chemistry chapters that we are going to be studying after this, a few of them. This is the basic classification. So how exactly are these compounds being classified? Nomenclature, naming. As I told, this naming also is very important. So even you have your objectives, right? So in that they might just give you the compound and they'll ask you, there'll be options and you just have to take the correct answer. Where lot of rules are there. These rules and everything you would have already studied. From your 10th you are actually studying the rules of the nomenclature, right? So it's very important. If you had understood the concept in 10th, you can understand here very clearly. That's why I am telling you just have to not by heart anything. So now also, if you're not understanding this, you can go back, watch our 10th standard videos in chemistry, and you can understand these concepts and then come back when I'm doing this chapter. Okay, so you will understand what are the rules in much more better way, because here we are just directly going into naming of the structures. We won't be going into the rules that deep, but all of those rules, where will you be studying? In your 10th and 11th. Okay, so just go back. If you're not clear, you can always watch our videos, because we are providing videos from kindergarten to your, now we are starting 12th also, right? 12th also is going on, from small classes to your 12th. So it's always there for you. You can subscribe to our channel and watch those videos. Methods of preparation. How exactly these compounds are being prepared? Here we will get the named reactions, and then the exchanges, whatever the methods of preparation will be there, those exchanges also we will understand over here. Physical and chemical properties. What are the physical properties, like solubility and boiling point, melting point, all of those we will understand. Along with that, the chemical properties. This is very important, very important in your organic chemistry. Many questions, okay, almost the 5 marker, the entire named reactions will be asked over here. Synthesis will be asked over here. So it's very important, the chemical properties. A few chapters, as I told you, after this, we'll just be having these topics only, but just the chapter name will be changed. And here especially we have polyhalogen compounds. We'll study about polyhalogen compounds also in a little more deeper manner. The next image, when you see what exactly is this, you can see here there is wine, right? Grape wine. So where exactly, what exactly is the compound that's present over here? The structure also is already there. When this functional group is there, OH, which chapter is it? Your alcohols, phenols and ethers. This is the next chapter. So here also, as I told in the previous chapter, classification is very important. Nomenclature, naming of these compounds also is very important. Methods of preparation. What are the various methods of preparation? The Cope synthesis, as I told, the few named reaction, Friedel-Crafts alkylation, Friedel-Crafts acylation in your physical and chemical properties. All of these is very important. Okay. Commercially important alcohols. So which are a few commercially important alcohols, about that also we'll be studying, and few of the uses of phenols, ethers, how exactly alcohol and phenols are being prepared, how are ethers being prepared, all of that we will study in this particular chapter. The next one, this also is very easy for you, because in your 10th you already studied about the functional groups, right? So which is this particular chapter? You have this as your functional group, this as your functional group, and this as your functional group. So which is this? Aldehyde, ketones and carboxylic acids, right? So in this chapter, the same as previous chapter, the classification we will find out between in the aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Methods, classification and nomenclature, methods of preparation, how are these compounds being prepared, physical and chemical properties like your boiling point, melting point, solubility, and the uses. So what are the uses of each of these, like aldehydes, uses of aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids in our day-to-day life. So here when you are preparing the methods of preparation also, you will be seeing that how aldehydes and ketones are sometimes prepared together, how can we get aldehydes separately, how can we get ketones separately. All of these methods of preparation we will see in this particular chapter. Now this particular chapter is it's there already here, right? This is just a classification. Okay, I've just put a classification image. You have your primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine along with the structures here. So this chapter is amines. So what do we study in amines? Classification, it's already here. Nomenclature, how do we name the compounds? Methods of preparation. So what are the various kinds of methods that we use to prepare amines? Physical and chemical properties. The physical properties, as I mentioned in your previous chapters, and the chemical properties. As I've always mentioned, the chemical properties in these particular chapters in organic chemistry is very important. Along with that, the importance of diazonium salt. So how exactly diazonium salt is being formed? What is the importance of it? All of those we will study in this particular chapter. This one. So you can see here which are these structures. together what does it combine? So that's what this image represents, right? There are few structures and together what does this represent? These are your biomolecules. So in biomolecules, what do we study? We study about carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, enzymes and nucleic acids. In enzymes especially, we will be studying about how exactly is the enzyme action. Okay, how does it act on that, on the reactions? There are a lot of these biomolecules are nothing but which are the molecules which are present in our body, right? Like your carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins. So what exactly is their reaction? What is the reaction that's taking place? About all of those we will be studying in this particular chapter. Now here also, the chapter is almost there, the name is almost there in the image itself. The monomers undergo polymerization to give a polymer. So what is the chapter name? Polymers. So in this particular chapter, we will be studying the various classification and the types. What are the different types of polymers that are present? Molecular mass. We are going to study about the molecular masses of these various kinds of polymers. Biodegradable polymers. So what are these biodegradable polymers? We will study about those also in deep. Commercial importance. How are these polymers important? Where do we use it in the industry? About all of those, you can always see the plastic, right? So about all those commercial importance we will study in that particular chapter. Now this would be your last chapter. Okay, what you can see here, what is your last chapter? There's combustion taking place, rusting of iron, digestion which always every day happens in our body, photosynthesis the same way which happens every day in the plants, batteries, fermentation. I told you about alcohols, phenols, right? That undergoes fermentation only to be formed as wine. Then washing of hands, baking. All of these are your day-to-day activities. So where all of these day-to-day activities has a little bit of chemistry in it, right? Almost when you observe every day, whatever your work you are doing, it has chemistry involved in it. So this chapter is chemistry in our everyday life. Okay, so in this chapter what exactly we will be studying is about the drugs. Okay, so how exactly a drug is going to be working, what are the various kinds of drug, how exactly is the action of these drugs on our body, along with that as this particular part, washing of hands, how exactly are soaps formed, so about soaps and detergents, about all of those we will be studying in chemistry in everyday life. All of these, no, in this particular chapter especially, there will be a lot of one-marker question, okay, so which will be asked for your competitive exams, which is very important for your competitive exams. Now this comes to the end of your introduction, where exactly you are studying, what are you studying, what are the chapters that are there in your class 12 and what are the branches of chemistry that you are actually studying in class 12. Now you must have had an overview of what exactly are we going to be studying from now on. So from now on you can expect all of these topics, understanding having a better understanding, knowledge about these topics, you can expect all of those from our videos. Now I will just give you a few tips, okay, few tips and tricks how exactly it can help you to crack the board exams. So you, as I told you, you must be all like, you know, very much stressed. There's so much pressure that is there on you. So you don't have to take that pressure to your head at all. Let them pressurize you, but just don't take it in. Just let it be there. These few tips if you follow, it can help you relax your mind, it can help you organize, schedule and complete your portions as well. In board exams, when it comes to board exams, right, more than completion, how many times do you revise? After revising each and every time, how much percentage of the concepts do you remember? That is the main thing that you need to focus on. Completion of the portions we will complete. We will understand the concepts also. After that, it's all based on revision. So first is knowing the syllabus. First thing, you have to know the syllabus and have the proper resources. Okay, so without that, you generally will study from that book, this book, everything together. A concept will be explained in a different manner there, different manner here. Understand one particular concept in the way that you can understand. Okay, not just try to complicate it by studying in different various kinds of books. For boards especially. Conceptual learning, I mentioned in the starting of the video also. Conceptual learning is one particular thing. From my experience, I tell you, it's going to help you throughout. By hearting will never, memorizing will never help you. It is just going to end with 12. It is just going to be completed with getting marks in boards and over. That is never going to help you in your future. to make sure that it's going to help you in a long run, conceptual learning is one such thing, and we are going to help you through a lot of concepts where we can relate, okay. So one particular concept, even if I'm explaining, I'm going to make sure that I can relate it with a few things, so that relation, whenever we are giving a relation to something that we see in our day-to-day life, we will always remember that concepts, right? So you can learn it that way. Practicing the numericals. So in your physical chemistry, as I told you, there's a lot of numericals, right? So you have to practice various kinds of numericals, not just the one which is being content to your book, okay? That's your NCERT book. You have to practice a lot of numericals. So that time you can know various questions which will be appearing. Okay, so if you know the knowledge of what kind of questions are going to come in your boards, that time you can crack the exam very nicely. Revision, as I mentioned earlier, revision is a very, very important thing. It's not about completing the entire syllabus. It's about how many times you revise, how much percentage of the concept can you recall after each and every revision. Next one is previous year question papers. This is very, very important. Almost, okay, like your basic passing and a little more than that also, you can just like get with your previous year question papers. They are like around 10-year question paper. If you take, there are a lot of questions which will be repeated. You will only be wondering, after you cover around 4 to 5, you will be like, okay fine, this I already studied. Almost 80% of it is already appeared before. So revising the previous year question papers is very important for your board exams. So these are a few tips that you have to always keep in mind when you are studying chemistry. The molecules also, as I told, we have a lot of chemical structures, right? We have to have the basic knowledge of how exactly this chemical structure is formed, which you would have already studied in your 11th, in your 10th. So if you have not understood all of those, just go and brush back all of those concepts and then come for class 12. So we can study this together. So here at Vista's Learning, we will provide you quality education. So this class 12, after this particular introduction video, we are going to be starting off with class 12. So you can stay tuned to our classes to have a very bright future. You can understand the concepts better way.